Alright guys, so today we are going to be grilling. So we have some zucchini here and a half of a chicken breast. So I'm going to do them both simultaneously, but just to show you, but do what feels comfortable, and I prefer if you do master one before the other. So we have zucchini that we have cut into a plank. It's easier to fit on a grill than chasing coins around or half moons. They are more likely to fall through the grate. So this is a much more practical way to grill. And then we just have a half of a chicken breast. So what I like to do is, a lot of times you might see someone season or start to throw oil onto the grill. I think that causes more of a fire. So I like to season and oil the product I'm about to grill first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to season. I'm pinching my kosher salt. I have it up high, and I am evenly distributing the salt, making sure all the soft surfaces are covered. I'm going to add a little bit of cracked pepper, just a touch, and I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, just enough so it's not going to stick. Flip it over. This also helps kind of like move that oil around, so it's covering the entire surface of the food, so you can kind of like move it around. I'm going to add some more salt, a little pepper, and a little more oil. Don't get hung up over the measurements of the oil. Just because each food reacts differently. So, and your zucchini may be bigger or smaller, but I just like to make sure that everything is coated in the oil. I'm going to start with the chicken. You always start with where the skin side, but this doesn't have skin, your presentation side down first. So I'm going to add my chicken first. And also my chicken takes longer to cook, so I'm going to start there. And I'm going to lay it down onto the grill. And I'm making sure that I'm thinking about presentation. So my grill marks are going to run diagonal on my chicken. Same with sauteing. The more you touch it, the more it wants to stick. So kind of just let it be, leave it alone, let it to do its thing, and it'll let you know when it's ready to come off the grill, when it releases itself. And so we're grilling it this way. Once it is ready to be moved, we can alternate our lines to rotating the food in about a 40 degree angle, and we can get a nice crosshatch. For the sake of time, I'm going to add my zucchini, but hypothetically this would take not as long to cook as the chicken. So again, I am putting the product on an angle on the grill, thinking about my final presentation and the way the grill marks are going to appear. My chicken is almost there. I'm going to give it a few more seconds. Give it a check. It's coming up, so I know that I can move it. And I'm going to rotate it and put it in a new spot. So grills have hot spots. Once you start learning on, you work with one grill often, you kind of learn what the hot spots are. So it may be off to the side, it may be over here. So learning a grill's hot spot is very important. Also, when you're grilling, it's nice to have multiple burners that you can set. So I can have high heat on one and a lower heat on the other, so if things start to move too quickly, there's a colder space on the grill for me to move them to. Also, so this part of the grill that already had the chicken on it is hypothetically colder than over here, which had nothing on it. So when I moved it to a new location to preserve some of that heat. Let's give a check to our zucchini. We're getting some nice color there. So I can, if I wanted to do a cross hatch here, I can rotate. And it's important, if you are going after that cross hatch, that you don't move the product, because the more you move it, the more lines you're going to get. And if you do check it, make sure you're putting it right back down on the lines that were there previously. And you can also tell the chicken's ready to flip. You can see that the edges are starting to become opaque. That means that it's cooked halfway through and that we're ready to flip. And I'm going to go back to my original location. So now we have nice color. We have a good cross hatching happening on our chicken. I'm going to double check our zucchini. We've got some good color, so I'm going to go ahead and flip that. I'm going to give it a rotate in a new spot. Let's see if my zucchini is ready to be rotated. I could use a little more time. So my zucchini are done, so I'm going to go ahead and take these off the grill. We've got a nice crosshatch on both sides. Present, if one side looks better than the other, just pick which side you like better, and that will be your presentation. Let's take a check on our chicken and slide it down closer. Let's get our thermometer and we're going to temp it. We're holding at 140, so we can go a little bit longer. I'm going to put it on my non-presentation side just in case my lines don't line up exactly. And there you have a grilled chicken breast.